What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Unit Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to do the player ratings for Arsenal's performance against Napoli, where we won 2-0 and played pretty well, to be fair. I thought we controlled the game. And I said a lot of this in my review, but I think it bears mentioning again. I thought, whilst I didn't think necessarily our strikers were that on it yesterday, I actually thought the midfield completely won that battle. And I think the energy of Torreira and Ramsey, I think, just bamboozled that defence, including what I felt, and I still feel, was a man-of-the-match performance from Ainsley Maitland-Niles, but I'll get there shortly. But no, I thought it was a really good performance, and it was a performance I expected. I was always pretty confident about the game, just because, for me, I know our record against Italian opposition is very good. Whereas on the flip side, you know, should we get past Napoli, I think that Valencia game is going to be real difficult. They're 3-1 up at the moment. They look favourites to win that. To be honest, as I kind of expected they would. And now I think that will be that will definitely be a harder game to me than the Napoli game. But even in that game, I would still suggest that we're favourites. Valencia are an excellent side, but on our day we can beat any of these guys. Any of these guys. And if you want to win this thing, you have to beat teams like this. I know last year we went out to Spanish opposition, so you can bet your ass if we get past Napoli and fail to these guys, the inquest will be long and thorough by Arsenal fans. But let's see. Let's take it one game at a time. We've still got a very difficult tie against Napoli to come. It is a hostile atmosphere. I personally hope that I'll get to the Arsenal side of things in a minute, but I hope that the black players in the Arsenal side do get a psychologist to just help them through, potentially, I'm not suggesting it will happen, but potentially some racist abuse, general abuse, and just generally, maybe all the players could do with a session under the psychologist just to help them deal with that atmosphere, because it's going to be difficult. It's going to be intense. Having said that, they play in front of Arsenal every week. And they get all this abuse anyway, as I'll bring all that racist abuse about Arsenal from Arsenal fans later in this video. I think it's an utter disgrace. In fact, let me comment on it now. So if you haven't heard the story, Sky Sports broke the fact that Arsenal were investigating some claims of racist abuse. One idiot fan basically was giving Koulibaly racist abuse the entire game. I wish that guy was next to me. I wish he was next to me at that football game. Anyway, I hate the idea of racism. I hate it. And to do it in North London, of all places. I don't know if you guys have ever been, if you don't live in North London. It is literally one of the most multicultural, not only city, London generally is one of the most multicultural cities, but North London in particular is one of the most affluent, multicultural places you will ever see. And there is a lot of black folk in North London. So you could tell that guy already must be from, well, not North London. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into the player rating, because I hate talking about racism any more than I need to. Because I just don't understand it. I don't understand the mentality of hating somebody for something like the colour of their skin. The idea of it just bamboozles me. I've never understood it, and I never will understand it. But anyway, let's go into the player ratings. In goal, Petr Cech. I think you've got to credit the man that he had a clean sheet. Made one decent save where he tipped it over the crossbar. A couple of crosses he came for where he was a bit like, it was all battle stations a little bit. And I ain't gonna lie, I was clenching every time was one in particular where it was a corner and was whipped in. I punched it away to a reasonable distance, but I remember being real nervous about that for a second. But you got to credit him for a clean sheet. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he did all right. I thought he did fine. Let's talk about the 3 centre-backs. Let's start with Koscielny. I actually thought Koscielny was the best out of the 3. I thought he was excellent. I really did. I thought he was excellent. Really led from the front. Tidied up really after Monreal and Socrates. And yeah, I thought really led by example. Excellent performance. And he was one of 3 people that I did consider changing man of the match for. I must admit, he was that good. I'm going to give him 9 out of 10. Socrates, I thought Socrates was fine. I think you could see he was playing on edge a little bit, playing with a little bit of a handbrake on. I did notice that it's almost as though I think he was very aware that if he picks up another yellow card, he will miss the second leg. So he was almost just being a bit careful a little bit. And I think it showed a little bit, his performance. Having said all that, I thought largely kept that Polish guy quiet. I won't give him an 8. I don't think it was an 8 performance, but I'll give him a 7. Monreal, better. I still don't think it's brilliant, but I think it's better. I will say this from Monreal. You really see he's declining in speed. And speed is what is the problem here. I still think he has good defensive sense. I think that showed in stages here, but he was also getting turned a little bit, particularly by Insigne, who I rate so much as a player. And I think he only looked more comfortable when either the few times that Kolasinac did get back to try and help him, or when Iwobi came on. But for me, I thought largely did okay, and I'll give him a 7. I don't want to give him a 6. I'll give him a 7. Left wing back Kolasinac. I can't fault this guy going forward. The only thing I would say is I saw people banging on about the fact that he was excellent. I don't know about all that. I still think his passing leaves a lot to be desired. Just short passes. And he does get real absent-minded and just clumsy. Having said that, I do think his running, particularly off the ball, I thought was very good and created a lot of opportunities. And you have to give him credit for that. So I'll give him a 7 out of 10. On the flip side, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, as I said before, I thought was excellent. Particularly the first half was so strong. I thought the second half was good too, but I thought the first half in particular, you could see they were terrified. Every time he came forward, he was instrumental to our build-up and our play. For as much people want to give Ozil credit and that, I actually thought Ainsley Maitland-Niles was the doer. He was the carrier. He was the one that was pushing them back with his pace. And I'll give him a 9 out of 10 as well, but he's my man of the match. The other one I consider man of the match for is Aaron Ramsey. I thought Aaron Ramsey was very good, bar the finishing. I can't give you man of the match when you're missing. I mean, he had 3 chances, but one of them in particular, it was just like, really? But I thought he was excellent, and I will give him... it's hard to not give him a 9 out of 10 as well. I'll give him an 8.5. I thought he was good. I'm not quite sold that he deserves a 9 given some of the chances he missed. I thought Torreira was very good next to him. Back to the old Torreira. And it just looks like we're going to have to manage his fitness a little bit because, you know, when my man is fresh and the stamina is there, he's excellent. His goal alone epitomised that. The fact that he was able to... I mean, I know Ramsey scored a goal. Maybe I should give him a 9. I'm debating it in my head. I tell you what, you guys decide. Do you think 8.5 is more appropriate for Ramsey, or do you think 9 is? If you guys say 10, 7, 6, I'm going to ignore those. It's going to be one of the two. You guys decide. But for me, I think with Torreira, I thought Torreira was very, very good, and I will give Torreira an 8. Just in front of him, Mesut Ozil. I thought Mesut Ozil did well. I didn't think he was as amazing as people were banging out. I thought he worked hard, ran the channels, didn't need to drop so deep, which was good. Pressed, which I liked to saw. He was really, there were times when I thought, okay, this is going to be the part where he just starts walking again, isn't it? But no, actually, he was very, very good, and really just took his time to quietly affect things. I don't think it was a 10 or a 9 performance. Maybe on reflection yesterday, maybe I was a bit harsh because I was going to give him a 7. I'll give him an 8. I'll give him an 8. For the two strikers, I'm going to go with Lacazette first. I actually thought Lacazette was poor. I'll be honest. I did not think he was good at all. I know he had some influence for the first goal, so I'll give him a little bit of credit for that. But outside of that, I actually thought he was poor. And I would give Lacazette... I'll give him a 6. Aubameyang, I actually thought he was more effective than people are giving him credit for. I thought he played pretty well. It's not every day he outshines Lacazette, but I thought yesterday was an example of him doing that. And I'll give Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I'll give him a 7. As for the subs, I thought Iwobi was a 5. I didn't think he did that much. I thought Mickey was a 6. I thought he was a little bit more effective when he came on. I'm trying to think of the other sub. What is the name of the other sub? Oh, and El Nene, sorry. El Nene, I'll give him a 6 as well, actually, because I thought he kind of killed the game as soon as, but in a good way, like in the way it's supposed to happen. Because I think their attacks began to fizzle out once El Nene and Co came on. So I'll give him a 6 for that. The manager, I have to give the manager an 8. I thought he did everything right, actually. It's probably 8's probably harsh in a way. But I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to stick with an 8. It's unfortunate for him that we're not more than 2 up. But at least we didn't concede. And we defended well. So I'll give him credit for that. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. You let me know what you think. You leave it in the comments below. Do let me know what you would decide for Ramsey. Am I being harsh? Is a 9 more suitable? Or would you have liked to see... Do you think 8.5 or even 8 is about right for him? Let me know in the comments below. Alright, I'm out of here, people. Take care. Please subscribe. Crush that like button. Send me over 70 likes. Let's be real. It's player ratings. Get me over 50 likes. Alright. Take care, people. Peace.